All right, y'all. You know what time it is? It is Tuesday at 12 p.m. So that means you are right here on your LinkedIn, on your Facebook, on your YouTube with myself, Alyssa, or my co-host Muffy. Muffy, how are you doing today?
It's the fall, y'all. So all back, lean back. What they say, lean back.
It is fall. It's windy. The beautiful leaves are on the tree on the ground. There are
Mhm.
so many. It's time to snuggle up and get under your heated blanket. But as usual, I'm so glad to be here with you. My name's Alyssa Lyon. I'm also here with Muffy Mendoza. It is Tuesday at 12. We are here with the Planning with the Purpose podcast. We are a weekly live stream to bring city leaders, everyday residents, and thought partners to the table to break down the city of Pittsburgh's first ever comprehensive plan. In this specific space, you'll hear us share stories from across communities, highlight why inclusive city planning matters for the future. We're here on Facebook, we're here on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn. You can catch us all of those places. Each episode invites listeners to learn, engage, and imagine a sustainable, thriving Pittsburgh, one conversation at a time. So that is our goal. Today we're going to keep it light. There's been a lot going on. There's a lot of planning going on in the city. I don't know if y'all know,
Yeah.
Allegheny County has a climate action plan. Allegheny County has a comprehensive plan. The city of Pittsburgh has a comp plan. You know, there is so much going on in the city. So we're going to keep it light and focus on some of that work that's been done. We have vision statements for the city of Pittsburgh's comp plan now. We've been having public workshops to run those vision statements by folks. And so today, Muffy and I are going to talk about where those vision statements came from and to talk a little bit about which ones we feel like are our top and encourage you all to visit PGH2050, go to the vision stage page and view the vision statements that have come out of engaging with y'all all summer long. So Muffy, where did these vision statements come from?
So we talked to over at this point we talked to over 25,000 people this
Wow.
summer. Between this summer and this early fall season, we talked to over 25,000 of y'all, and y'all told us what y'all wanted to prioritize in the city of Pittsburgh. So now we are at the scenario planning phase where we are essentially asking y'all, what do we really want to prioritize? All right, these are the things y'all have told us. We've simmered it down to like, the grease part, not the grease, but the grease underneath the grease, the part where it's black at. We simmered it down all the way down to there. And now we're like, okay, what do we want to prioritize? Do we want to prioritize a city where jobs are most important? Do we want to prioritize a city where climate change is the most important? And what was that thing? Or do we want to, there was attainable, like attainable housing. Do we want that to be the most important thing? So that's where we're at now. We have 2 public workshops happening this week. Tomorrow, y'all can join us on Zoom. Y'all can come through on Zoom. That's easy. That's for everybody, no matter what neighborhood you live, whether you in Hazelwood or whether you in the Hill or whether you in, I don't know, what's one of
Good.
where I don't even know where the hell that's at. But if you're there, you could just hop on Zoom. So if you go on over to PGH2050.com, you can join one of these public workshops. And then we're having our West End public workshop on November 1st.
Yes. Shout out all the West Enders.
Yes.
We need y'all there. If you want to get hyped up about your conversation in the West Center and the comp plan, go rewatch last week's episode with Keisha Nomad, Mike and Marty from the West. We are going to be in the West End, so please, please, please show your love, West Side, and come out to the comp plan event. And so, as Muffy was saying, we spoke to mad people this summer. A lot is not enough to say how much awesome work our community engagement team has been putting in to come up with 10 vision statements that reflect the voices of thousands of people that live inside the city of Pittsburgh, work inside the city of Pittsburgh, and what they imagine what is capable of achieving over the next quarter. We want to honor Pittsburgh's roots while boldly shaping future growth, anchored in affordability, sustainability, and shared prosperity for everyone. You know, Pittsburgh is not ready to just dream, we're ready to act. And so we have these vision statements here. Buffy, what do you feel when you read the vision statements? Because I know, candidly, we provided some feedback. You know, when we first saw them, we were like, I don't know.
No, this ain't it. This ain't
it, right? This doesn't speak to the essence of the city and get to the vision. So what do you feel? What are some of your favorite vision statements here on PGH2050.com?
So out of all of them, I think my favorite one centers around like belonging, because I'm really in this phase of life where I'm really asking myself like, where do I belong? And also looking at other people kind of trying to figure that out, especially with all the uproar around DEI. I think it was really important. And I appreciate that one of our vision statements is that we lift up every culture as Pittsburgh's pride and identity. Because like we talked about, we've been talking a lot about that over the last few weeks with the podcast. It's just about like how Pittsburgh has the bones, like it has the bones to be the city it needs to be. And it also has a very rich and distinct identity that we also need to just begin to uplift. And we need to begin to uplift that not just in the neighborhoods, you know, that have attained some degree of prosperity, but also in the neighborhoods where have yet to see equity, right? So I think it's really important that we ground ourselves in identity and belonging as like the basis of this comp plan. All of us belong here. We all have something very distinct, no matter what neighborhood, no matter what race, no matter what culture, ethnicity you're bringing to the table. We have something distinct to bring to the region. And how do we, in the words what Keisha said, she said something last week. She said, how do we take those 5 fingers and make them a fist so that we can just stand in solidarity and make Pittsburgh a place where no matter where you come from, you can find your place of belonging within those 90 neighborhoods. So that's probably my favorite one. Which one?
Yeah, I love when people talk about Pittsburgh's bones because they made us read a book in college. I think it's called the Body Remembers, or the
Body Keeps the Score.
Body Keeps the Score. Thank you. And we know Black people, the body definitely keeps the score. But these cities have infrastructure. They have actual buildings that you're like, oh, I remember when Mr. Such and Such's laundromat or Mr. Such and Such's candy store, or the candy lady used to be over there, or that's the candy lady's old house. The infrastructure is there, right? And I think about the rich history of Pittsburgh, segregated or not, right? There still was a Polish Hill. There still was a Deutschtown. There still was a place where Black people did reside, right? And it was flourishing. So people see themselves in Pittsburgh. As a matter of fact, the world sees itself in Pittsburgh.
Right.
The district was similar to, you know, Little Harlem in some days. You know, it's a Little Harlem back in the day. And so, oh yeah, the body remembers in Pittsburgh, and I think we need to just like pour life into those spaces. And so I love the belonging aspect of what you're talking about for sure.
Yeah, which one for you? Which one's your fave?
Man, honestly, when I was attending the public workshops, so we had 2 public workshops last year. It was last week. It was so good to see you.
Nice seeing you.
And give you a hug. And run around. But there were 2 public workshops at the Energy Eco Innovation Center, the old Connolly building in the Hill District. And I got to host the Climate and Resilience and Infrastructure Table. And while everyone was talking about, yeah, we need parks, we need green spaces, and we want to make sure our air and our water are clean, and we want to make sure we have rain gardens to help with water capture and rain capture, the one thing that they talked about was the ability to get to those things. And so one of my favorite vision statements is making it easy to get around Pittsburgh.
Right. So simple, right? So simple.
Like, it could be nice to have a park, but if I can't get on my bike, or if I can't walk to that park from where I'm at, that park is still going to be only for the people who live over there.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I live in the city and I hear people be like, I don't go over there. I don't need to go over there. I don't need to do that.
You know, that's how Pittsburgh is. I'm not going over there. We don't go over there. Like, why? Because we don't.
It's not that far. But I'm sure if people can say, you know what, I'm just gonna hop on this gondola. I'm gonna just hop on this train and get over there. I'm gonna hop on this bus that only takes 1 bus to get there. I'm sure it would make it easy. And so I love mobility. I love connectivity. And I love that we, even better if we connect people to green spaces. So I'm a big advocate of making Pittsburgh a little easier to get around. I agree.
So. And I think when I looked at, like, I went around to all the boards and looked at the multiple scenarios. What I love about the way the community engagement team and tech team did it was that within each scenario, there were opportunities to elevate, like, transportation, opportunities to elevate housing, opportunities to elevate. So I like that it wasn't like either or, like pick a scenario and this is the one we're going with. It was more so like, look at this scenario. What can we prioritize within this scenario, and how can we prioritize it within this scenario? So I really appreciated that. But the transportation thing, I found that no matter which scenario I was in, transportation was just something that you had to prioritize in order to make everything else work.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you, girl.
I love that point that you made. I know that, you know how many times we go into community meetings and we're like, prioritize safety, environment, or education. And they're like, well, shit.
How you going to get there? There's no bus. Right.
Why are you asking me to pick with, And so I think the comp plan, in which I think the tech team, and I think the engagement team, and I think all the people who are helping make all these stories flow, it's like, it's all connected. Mm-hmm. One needs to elevate the other so that it doesn't burden the other.
Yep.
And I don't know. I'm curious if you understand where the siloed effect of Pittsburgh comes from, because I feel like this plan can help us be like, non-mobility, we need you, and we need you over here when we're talking about environment. So where did that siloism?
I think the very thing you just said, like the thing we love, which is that Pittsburgh has the bones, is what created the silo. And then it was just like generationally, people thought that way. And so people just kept thinking that way, even when it didn't benefit. Like oftentimes we as humans, unfortunately, we maintain behavior that goes against our best interest. And because Pittsburgh is a city that neighborhood wise, if you look at the neighborhoods, they actually, like we said, there's a grocery store already there. Just put some food in it. Just put some workers in it. Yeah. Like that's all we need. We don't necessarily need too much other than that. Because even where I live at in Sheridan, there is a grocery store a mile away. There's just no food in there.
Right.
There's a park. There's literally a park. It's not even a block away from my house.
Yeah.
But the basketball court is tore up, the swings is hanging off, and the little thing that's supposed to break your fall, when you fall off, it don't break. It don't break anything. You're falling on concrete. So I think that's the same reason why we experience the silos, is because the neighborhoods really were built to contain themselves. People just allowed them to lapse. And so because people are behavior driven and we tend to operate on loops, people are still behaving as if the community does have bones, even when it doesn't. And because transportation is such an issue in the city, it's like, if I'm already in survival mode, living in my community on a behavior loop that says I have everything I need, it is really a difficult mental leap for me to be like, I need to take 3 buses to get over there.
Wow, so you just blew my mind.
Girl, it's
but that's back to the point. These neighborhoods were built to sustain themselves.
Right.
Even when there was an industry, even when steel was the thing, it's fine. Now that steel's not the thing.
Right.
These neighborhoods still maintain themselves the way that the city positioned for them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Large homes, central business districts, transportation systems. There used to be trolleys. I see all the train tracks and the lines and the lines. I see them. They had transportation systems.
Right.
They had the things they need. Let's just not make it great again, so to speak, but let's just restore.
Right. It's a restoration. It should really be like a restoration project. The thing is already there.
Yeah, restoring the answer. You're not going to put in the same asbestos-filled walls.
Right.
You're going to put in new walls that are good for now and the future.
Right.
Right. So I think you're right. We're stuck on this loop of being in our neighborhoods, which is not a bad thing. I love how much neighborhood pride. Mad people. I love talking to people from Manchester. Mm-hmm. It's like Manchester is its own city.
It's its own city.
I'm like, dang, if y'all could act like that, I could be anything in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I love talking to neighborhoods who have civic pride. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent.
Right.
There's something about it that makes you be like, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna go over there.
Mm-hmm.
So let's restore Pittsburgh. Let's keep encouraging people to check out these visions, because I just saw myself in these visions in a different way, just talking to you. So talk to somebody about.
Good idea.
Visions.
Right. Talk to somebody about it. And don't forget that we still have 2 more opportunities for you to add your voice to what we prioritize as a part of this plan. So The 29th, tomorrow, hop on Zoom with us. November 1st, come on over to the West End and just provide your perspective and see yourself as a part of this vision, because the vision is not the vision unless everybody catches it. It could be a vision for a single person, but when it's a vision for a group of people, it's easier for us to push these things forward. So just coming to that place of reminding yourself that you can live in a community that's not siloed, that has what it needs. You can be a part of the solution, and at the end of the day, we need y'all.
We need y'all. Public workshops, PGH2050.com. Check out those visions. Have a conversation. I'm going to encourage y'all, challenge y'all. Have a conversation with someone around a vision statement that you love. Drop it in the comments below. Come back to this video and say, hey, I had that conversation and this is what came out of it.
Right.
We want to hear what you, and we'll make sure we put that in the description to talk to us about your favorite PGH 2050 vision or give us feedback. But join us at these public workshops. I promise you it's good to see us in person. We give really, really good hugs and we smell good. So it works.
Yeah. You know, these TikTok fragrances be having you in a cut. I'm like, I'm not sure if it's going to give me cancer, but that bottle is really pretty. Just be having you in a chokehold.
I can't laugh at this. Muffy, as usual, we're going to keep it short and sweet. You uplift my spirit. Thank you so much for being here. And catch us next Tuesday at 12.
Yeah, next Tuesday at 12. Who's our guest next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday. Ooh, we have a good one next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we're going to be joined by Tammy Thompson.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be talking about housing.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to miss that. Tammy is dynamic and we love her. So we're going to be joined by her next Tuesday. I'm really looking forward to the conversation. So see you back here next Tuesday at 12. Thank you, Muffy. Thank you all.
Thank you, sis. Have a good day, y'all.
Bye, y'all.